Okay. Hi, everybody, and welcome back to episode 15 of the Misfortune. This is where I play a solo RPG based on the engine World of Dungeons, which is a one-page RPG. Uh, so, where we left off, we were basically um, we just interacted with Rita. Then we were about to leave the tavern until we were interrupted by the Tracer. So, the Tracer. Let me go with my screen so you guys can see what I'm referencing here. The Tracer was informing us very loudly to basically get a move on things. We're wasting our time. So, because at this point we're roughly 3 to 4 days in, again, I'm not entirely tracking it, and I probably don't really need to. Um, it's more of a ballpark. So, the questions I left for myself was how do we react to Tracer's commands? So, we're going to roll for the, or we will roll if we react a certain way. it there hasn't been a quake for some time because of the consistency, because of the pattern I've been trying to follow. So that's more of a narrative punch on my part. Sparky, I have to keep track of Sparky better, which I probably will forget at times. Again, it's like a companion in a video game where it's like just there until you need it. But we'll try to pet it more often. And then the traveler's whereabouts. Where exactly has the traveler gone? Has the traveler ventured north? Is the traveler somehow connected with the whole storyline? Or it's just a random guy who just kind of got entangled with the whole situation? So, with that in mind, oh yeah, and also Rita's involvement. So, if there is an expansion on on the traveler's story, how does Rita fit into this? Is she a spectator, or is she part of the traveler's operations, if there are any? Again, we've touched on the traveler's existence somewhat, not too crucially. We did find out Rita knows of the key, but beyond that, it's right there. I trying to text. She knows about the key. She doesn't have the key on person. The key is nowhere in the inn, and the traveler has the key. So we know those details. So as far as the map goes, sorry, I had to step away for a second and get my copy of the one-page mythic, which I will be using for this episode. Every so often, I change up the oracle just to challenge myself in this whole storytelling format. Um, and it's similar to what I've been doing in the last couple episodes, where I think of a percentage and try to roll within it. This one has the whole probability kind of considered in stone, and then you roll to it. But it also has the discovery meanings, which I'm going to be using these two action and descriptions, so descriptors. Okay, so we were looking at the map, which is to my left. I'm sorry, to your left. We are roughly right here on the very north tip, north side of Bellhop. So we're in the inn, essentially. Okay, now let's go back to the story. So the tracer is standing in front of us, and now we have to roll to see if something happens after the tracer yelled at us to get basically get back on track. And for that, I'm going to get my D10 and D100. We're going to see if anything happens, which is just a general question I like to ask every couple turns or every handful of turns. Turns meaning like actions, basically. My character moves, something, NPC, an event happens, just to keep the story alive. So at this point, with all the chaos happening, isolated chaos, does anything happen? I'm going to say very likely. We have to roll between a 16 to 75 for yes. Exceptional yes is 1 through 15. Anything higher than 75 is a no. So 3. I just rolled a 3. That's pretty much it. Something very much happens, and I feel that there's going to be an additional So that we know our expectation is something happens, and then it follows with a beyond our expectations, as it notes here. So I'm going to say that another quake happens. And the severity of this quake, so we're basically at the door talking to Tracer, and the severity quake hits. Ignoring the chart, I'm going to roll the impact, the basically the what would it be called? The scale of the earthquake. So 80, not 86. That is really bad. So think of it as like zero is a little shake on the ground. 100 is full on like building collapsing. We're pretty close to that. So 86 is going to be a very severe earthquake, a shake, I should say, more of like a tremor. Very, um, very dangerous quake. I'll just call it a quake. So then I'm going to say, does anything nearly certain, does anything collapse? Because we're inside a tavern. There's a roof over our heads. It's made of wood, whatever. Does anything, if it's an old building, is it an old building? We'll say very likely. Two. Yeah, it is. I just rolled a two. It almost tipped over on 60, but then landed on the zero. So two. It's a very old building. So the chances of the roof collapsing, for certain, I'm going to say for certain. So 35. Old in. 35 is obviously within the yes. The yes for certain is basically 1 through 90. And 35 is a very strong yes. Because the lower, the more stronger of a yes it is. The entire roof, uh, I look up, because I'm playing regular, I look up and I can see when the quake hits, everybody's stumbling around. Do we fall? I'm going to say likely 57. Yep, it's a weak yes. We do kind of stumble forward, so I stumble forward, and I'm gonna put a little note here regarding the kind of age of the inns. Old inn, a couple 100 years old maybe. I stumble forward, and I probably do fall on my knees. Fall on knees. The tracer is just a magical bird, so it's not exactly going to be. Well, is it tangible? That's the thing. Or is it just a glowing, kind of a physical manifestation of a bird, a large crow or something, some sort, or a winged creature, basically? So we have to figure out if the tracer is at this point. I think unless we did already some time ago. Whoops, spelled knees wrong. There we go. Is the bird physically balanced by logic, basically? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Let's do unknown, 50-50. 5. It is. That is a very strong, exceptional yes. That's an exceptional yes, basically. It is. So Tracer, because we rolled that it is physically bound to reality when it got summoned. It can be harmed and physically affected by the environment around it. So I'm going to say Tracer, though it's a bird, I'm going to say it has pretty good balance. We simply rolled knowing that it is physically present. But we're not exactly playing for the bird here. Like, we're not rolling for the birds to the 2d6 with the roll the dungeons method. Does the bird topple over? I'm going to say because it's a big bird, it probably has some good balance. Very unlikely. Let's just figure this out. I rolled it. Actually, I just rolled a 0. That's not compatible at all. 5. A lot of zeros today. Okay, that means so very unlikely. It is. Wait, it does fall over. I just rolled a 5. 1 through 5 is exceptional, yes. It does fall over, and let's say it hits its head, like on the side of the wall. So Tracer falls over. To make it more, I don't think a bird would just kind of fall over because of a shake. Like, that'd be really cartoony. I'm gonna say something hits it. Something hits Tracer. Maybe there's a bookshelf on the side and just topples over and crashes all over Tracer. So Yeah, I think that makes more sense. Just for reality to the real an object to affect Tracer. Bookshelf falls on Tracer. Must be a heavy bookshelf because five again. That's a very strong. That's a strong yes. Bookshelf falls on Tracer. There's people. I'm guessing there's people inside. We have Sparky with us. We topple forward. Sparky. Let's roll for Sparky. Is Sparky able to evade? The roof collapses. We know that. We don't have to roll for that. Um, does the entire roof collapse? Nearly certain. I'm going to say 40. Nearly certain that is a yes. That's a mid-range yes. Um, most of the roof collapses in on us. Okay, so now we get the details for the environment. So Sparky, let's focus on our companion first, besides ourselves. Is Sparky able to avoid? Would we roll? This might be a roll for character, I'm guessing, because I'm going to extend our character abilities to our dog. The Sparky doesn't have a character sheet per se, but she's a companion. So dexterity plus one on on the modifier. So we roll two d6, and with the rules we have to roll. Basically, we're rolling for Sparky essentially, um, just to see if Sparky can dodge and jump around, or basically move out of the way from falling a collapsing roof. So hopefully Sparky will survive this. 2d6. 6-3. Nice. So 9. Sparky's plus the 1, so that's 10. That's a full success. No additions and no complications. So Sparky is okay. Thank goodness. That's our doggo. So put this book away. Then we'll have to roll for us too. So Sparky, whoops, wrong window. Sparky evades damage basically. Us, we're next. We topple forward, but then we have to deal with it. So we have a disadvantage. That's a disadvantage. I don't know if I should roll 1d6 on that one. But this is a skill. I'd say this is actually a skill. I think we are athletic. Survival. That's our skill. Survival is, I'd say, this is a survival moment. This is survival related, so this is an advantage. So anything underneath not 6 or less and scale related is a partial success with a complication. So it doesn't exactly hold it holds your hand just a tad. It holds your, I don't know, part of your hand. Like, we'll let go partially of the roll wise. So let's roll to see if we can avoid the falling debris, the wood planks, from hitting ourselves in the head. Tracer's down for the count. We'll get to that in a second. 6. Do we have a modifier on this one? Dexterity. Yep. So 2. Constitution. I don't think that would be anything for if we were hurt. I don't think Constitution would have endurance to take it. I'm gonna stick with Dexterity. So 1 in bonus. I rolled 6, so 7, which means we're safe to remain in the normal success round. I think, yeah, normal success. I think we're bumping all the difficulties down 1 step. So I jump out of the way. When I fell down forward, I look up because I can hear the crackling of the roof, and I see a huge plank coming down a part of the roof. I roll to my right. I do a barrel roll, basically, to the side. So I evade damage. Okay, now we have to figure out, we can't figure out Rita. We have to roll if there's anybody else around us. Is Tracer out? Like, did Tracer just disappear because of the damage? But, you know, like the bookshelf fell on Tracer and, like, just sparkles or, like, little feathers just kind of float away or, like, vanish. It's a spiritual animal, a spiritual creature summoned by the magician. So, because of the distance that the magician, like, again, at this point, magician's a pretty powerful magic user. So, at that distance, I think anything physical damage would just make it dissipate into thin air. So, does Tracer vanish just because, like, crunch? It does have a physical presence, but because of the damage for physical force, I'm assuming it will I'm gonna say very likely, not nearly certain, but very likely, does it disappear? 43, very likely. That is a mid-range yes. I look up, and I can kind of see Tracer just underneath the bookshelf fade away, like, and the bookshelf just kind of completely collapses and just sparkles, like kind of just vanish and sprinkle away. So that's a big development actually. Tracer disappears, destroyed, etc. Just gone. So we kind of smirk, but then we look back. I look back. I keep saying we. Uh, I look to see Rita's. Whatever happened to Rita? She's an old lady. I don't think she's gonna do backflips and like run on the wall and jumping on the way. I think she's gonna like get underneath the table probably, or there's a door, but again, it's the whole roof is collapsing the lobby, so maybe there is no door behind her at this point. If Rita is harmed, let's figure out what happened when we were falling forward, dealing with all that. Let's roll to see what happened with Rita. Rita, just playing it smart, playing it safe. She probably did. She have time? We'll do 50-50. Did she have time to hide underneath the desk? Actually, I would say she was right there. So probably consider her age. 50-50 is probably good actually. Did she have time? 53. Oh, she didn't. Shit. Sorry, pardon my French. It's really on the border right there. She did not have time to hide underneath the tape. I'd say she's probably was like getting like she was basically starting to crouch under, and then something did the that's a shame. Very likely, I'm gonna say did something hit her. 72. Yeah, it's a very weak yes, but something did hit her. I'd say part of the piece of wood hit her back. So part of the roof, small piece of wood. We'll play it easy on her. Hit her back. Didn't hide under desk in time. She watched those old elementary PSAs in case of nuclear explosions. So she takes injury. Gets hit. Is she knocked out? Like, did she hit her head on the table or something? Is she knocked out basically? Even though it was a light tap, could have bumped her. She could have hit something. Likely. I say likely. Did she hit anything? 13. Yeah, that's actually the first entrance into exceptional. Yes, she hit her head on the side of the table. Though, yeah, that's a very exceptional yes. She hit her head on the table. Now she's unconscious. She's knocked out behind the desk. So behind the desk. Do we see her in our line of sight? Because everything's crumbling down. Like, do we see her? Is our visual, um, is our field of vision obstructed by debris and dust and just everything's falling? I'm assuming everything's just collapsed by now. Um, it must have been a really weak pillar, or like there must have been like a pillar just right in the middle of the room that just cracked and was worn out and just collapsed. Hope Geico can cover this. Now, let's see. We'll do 50-50. Is there any visual obstructions or like can we see? Let's just keep it like that. Optimistic question. Can we see her? 50-50. 53. Again, unbelievable. We can't. There's just too much. It's a weak no. There's just too much dust. There's a pile of wood in the middle, right in front of us. And again, we're okay. Sparky's okay. Tracer's out of the question. And Rita, from what we don't know, audience wise, GM wise, Rita is out cold. It's knocked out. So I keep saying I can't see her behind dust, debris. Now Rita is yeah. So we're worried about her. So we're gonna get up. Is there anything still falling? I'm going to say that the roof is completely collapsed, so very unlikely anything else is still falling. 80. Yeah, yeah, very unlikely. So it's a weak no. There's a few things like just kind of chipped pieces of wood falling down, the leftovers, essentially. Um, we're going to walk around the pile of debris, just find the best route through. I am going to walk through the debris. I walk around to the to Rita. Um, there's just small pieces of fragments falling from the air, from the roof, and I see she is collapsed on the floor, and she's out. I'm gonna check her pulse to see if she is okay. I don't know if this we've done this before. Checking the merchant when he was on the horse. Does this require a wisdom roll? I'm gonna say yes. I mean, this is such a simple task. Is it worth rolling for? I mean, we've done it before. I'm guessing I'm gonna roll it again. So, would this be survival? This would be survival related, because we're checking for health. I'm gonna give us. We have that's a skill. So 9 or less, 6 or less, it's a partial success automatically. So okay, let's see what happens. Can we check her? Oh yeah, wow, 11 plus the no, there's no bonus. So 11. That is that's a full success. We are able to know where to put her, check her pulse on her neck or hand or whatever. Does she have a pulse though? That's the question. I'm gonna say very likely. She's just knocked out. I don't think she's well. Depending on the injury, we haven't really rolled on the magnitude of the injury, so we just know she hit her head on the table. The corner was even worse. This is getting really deadly, really gruesome if it goes this route. Is she alive? I'm going to say with her age in consideration, but potentially hitting the table. That's 50-50. That would make it very dramatic. Okay, let's just say let's say 50-50. Is she alive? She's out. I literally. Oh, yep. No, I literally wrote. I thought I wrote 51, but the reflection it's 57. She's out. She's out of the picture. Down goes Rita. So Rita dies. She hit her head on the table, but the corner, thus impaling her head, and she's just bleeding out or some kind of damage, brain damage. She's out. She's dead. So we notice. Check Rita's pulse. Nothing. Uh, Rita died. That's damn. That's a shame. Um, wow. I'm so invested in the story. It's like that we just lost our first character. I think that's our first death. So, she hit her head. Yeah, her head in the corner. I'm just putting these details in for the corner reporter, obviously. Corner, table. Yeah, she's bleeding out. There's now, however, what do we have in our inventory? We're not panicking. We're just kind of trying to figure out if we have anything to help. But we just have potion. Potion heals. I'm assuming just people who are beings who are alive, is obviously injured, like any potion. So we're standing there, blood on our hands, and does something happen? Like we're staring at the blood on our hands. Rita, who we were, she was nice to us. She did kind of hide some details, but like she wasn't a terrible person. She let us stay. They let us stay. She Traveler and her. So we had some, general acquaintance there. Does anything happen at this point? 50-50. I'm going to say very likely. 72. Very likely is a very weak yes. There is going to be. Let's roll for our first discovery meeting. The quake was obviously strong, but not long. So let's figure this out. Action or description? Let's do action first. Let's see what happens basically after we find out she's dead. 99 or 96. I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. 66. Leave. Okay. That's the descriptor. Leave what? 86. Leave. Ruined. Oh my gosh. We can't just leave this place. I literally wrote leave ruined. I leave ruined, like metaphorically speaking, like I'm ruined, like she's dead, and I couldn't save her. This random, or not random, this person that we kind of knew. Is there anybody else hurt? That's the thing. Like Rita's dead, we have to leave her. Like what else can we do? I'm gonna put it like we'll see if there's like a sheet nearby or cloth or material. I'm looking around. Is there a cloth nearby, like in underneath maybe on our chair, like over the back of the chair? I'm gonna say very likely. There's a 84. God damn it! There's no cloth nearby. There's nothing. Shoot. I'm gonna. Oh, man, I need to. Hmm. I'm gonna put her. Maybe I can try to pick her up and lean her against the wall or something, or just like I can't just leave her there. Um. Okay, I'm just gonna pick her up and put her against the. I'm just gonna try to move her against the wall. So I move her against the wall, just kind of lean her up so like so someone could see her, because like she's dead. Like there's nothing we can do. I'm trying to think if there's anything we could do. Magician would have to, or magician. The traveler probably would know what to do because I think he's a sage. Um, I think he is a sage, traveling sage. So at this point, we just need to leave ruined. We're ruined as a person. I am, sorry. I am ruined as a person. She just died, couldn't save her. I'm kind of a thief, but turned adventurer in a way. I feel like changing my class from thieves to a turned adventurer. So the artist formerly known as thief, now adventurer. Um, okay, so we're gonna see if there's anyone else around because we I forgot to touch on that to see if there's anyone else in the area because it was busy. Um, let's say likely, was there anyone else in the area when this all happened? 88. Nope, nothing. Even with likely, the margin's smaller for no, but even that I landed right in the middle. Luckily, there was no one else in the area. The pets, all the pets. We walk. Can we see the door? Is the door damaged? Like, our do we see the door for the little pet resting area, the pet home, whatever you want to call it? What do you call this? A pet hotel, pet resort, pet resort. Can we see the pet resort entrance? I'm gonna say unlikely because of all the damage. 78. We don't. We don't. We can't see. We see Sparky though. Sparky's with us. Sparky's with us. With us. Um, I'm guessing. You know what? This is just gonna be a little dramatic. Hold your tears. Sparky is laying next to Rita and just kind of puts her head on Rita's like hand or arm because Sparky knows she's let this mortar coil. So we kind of rush away a tear. We're looking around though, and we're trying to see if the entrance is blocked. Is the entrance blocked? I'm gonna say 50-50 on this one. Is the entrance blocked? 73. It's not. So the entrance, that's a mid-range no. Entrance is like partially obstructed, but just enough to squeeze through. Now, we have to tell Sparky, like we basically do this, we tap our leg and we whistle, Sparky, let's go. Does Sparky follow? That's the big thing right now. I think Sparky, because like she took care of Sparky in the pet resort overnight, when we were sleeping, Sparky probably had some bonding, like, this nice owner is taking care of me, so maybe she just, like an owner, like a pet to an owner would be. So 50-50. Even though Sparky's loyal to us, I'm gonna say there's some connection there. So does Sparky stay? We'll do 50-50 on this. I'm really curious. This might change a lot of things in the future. 29. Does Sparky stay? Yeah, Sparky stays, which is really unfortunate, but Sparky was a stray. We adopted it, and now Sparky is staying with Rita, who is dead. That is really something else. Okay, so Sparky will move. Lays next to Rita. Just doesn't want to leave. Yeah, Sparky. Yeah, let's leave it at that. So we're kind of demolished. Like we're ruined. That whole ruins roll sums up this whole scene. We're gonna be like, okay, man, I don't know what to do. I don't know if I should pull a treat out. That would be wrong. Be like, hey, Sparky, I got a treat. Come on, let's go. Yeah, and yeah, Rita's dead, and now there's like, is the stairwell like to the upper floor damaged? Like I'm gonna say 50-50 on this one. 1. It is the entire staircase. We just kind of noticed the staircase just completely demolished down. Staircase is just collapsed. Now here's the thing: we have multiple things in mind right now to what to do. This entire tavern, or sorry, inn collapsed. Most of the roof did. There's people staying upstairs right now that most likely fell, collapsed with the quake. Maybe some survived. We don't know. The staircase is demolished, and I'm guessing there's a big wall like divider between. Here's how I picture the inn, the lobby, the front desk, the stairwell. The pet resort is kind of to the left of the stairwell. Stairwell goes up, and there's like a back room, maybe where the villager or the traveler and Rita live. Underneath, where all the rooms are upstairs. That's basically it. It's kind of like this. It's just a very compact looking. Maybe like there's like 5 or 6 rooms. How many rooms are there? Let me just roll for 43. So there's a handful of rooms. Not a big inn. Let's say there's like 6 or 7, and they handle they're caretakers of this place. They own it, and that this door I mentioned earlier is that door. I'm going to say it is covered up because the staircase is then the whole building. Let's roll for story. Did the upper floor also collapse? I'm going to say likely because of everything we've been considering. 80. It has not. That is really intriguing, actually. It has not completely collapsed. So, okay. So this is story. So we don't know this from our perspective. My character. Second floor has not collapsed completely. I'm guessing parts of it has. But if that's really our intention to find out, we basically rolled that we need to leave. So, man, I think that's just what's on our mind now. We have to leave and maybe to try to get more help or try to see what's going on outside. Is there like a lot of noise outside, like a commotion? People screaming. There's just a big earthquake that, if it can take down this inn, now I'm guessing other buildings also fell. So there's just gonna be a huge disaster. So we look back at Sparky once more. Sparky's still sitting there with Rita. It's really mixed emotions for everybody. It's hard to describe. We basically run towards the. Do we hear? Let me take it back. Do we hear anything from the outside? From the front door is like it was open because the tracer, the bookshelf thing. Do we hear anything from the outside? I'm gonna say very likely. Do we hear anything? 39. Yes, we do. So we hear commotion, noise from the outside, people screaming, crying. We run to the front. We look. We basically look through, and what do we see? Let's roll what we see. Run to the front door, hearing noise, hearing screaming, noise, crying. What do we see? Let's roll for actions. Or first descriptors. 30. We see. I do not know what that word means. 1 second. That's a new one. Right. I'm an idiot. Feeble. Weak. Lacking in strength. That completely makes sense. We see just people are hurt, fell over, buildings collapsed. For what we see, we probably just see a few homes or a few buildings. We're just looking through. Can we fit through the door? I'm going to say we can. Very likely we can fit through the door. Let me write that down. We see. I see. I'm so sorry. I see people hurt, injured, crying. Buildings collapsed. Several buildings collapsed. Structures, I should say. Building structures collapsed. Can I fit through the door? Very likely, because we know it was opened. Can I fit through the door? 42. Yep, I can fit through the door. No question about it. So I'm going to squeeze myself through the door. I step outside, and what am I experiencing now that I'm fully outside and I'm seeing what you guys see on the picture there? Just the storm. If there's a storm cloud, is there storms? Let's roll for it. Is it raining right now? 62. Oh, I didn't roll a modifier. 50-50 would consider. It's not raining. It is. It's damp though. It feels like moisture. So weather, I'll put a little weather note here. It's damp, cloudy, but no rain. No rain. Just there's just this. There's a passing clouds, maybe an incoming storm. So we have to remember that Sparky is again no longer with us. Um, alive, but not with us for now. I step aside and okay, what do I see? Here we go. This is what we're gonna see. Everything outside. 90, 96. Something strange. I see something strange. Okay. What is strange to see outside? 16. Damaged. I see something really strange. The the ground. Okay, so here we go. I see something strange and it's damaged. The ground is damaged. It's strange to see. There is a huge crack in the earth, in the ground, from the quake. And we just discovered it. Is it like, oh, you know what? Is it going through the? Is it like? Is the crack? How big is this crack? I'm thinking too much. How big is the crack? 17. It is. It's not big. It's kind of small, but like it's going in the direction north, towards the volcano. So when I'm going to look to my right, and I can see the crack. Is there more cracks going towards the volcano, like down the trail? Let's see 50-50. Oh, roll the 0. That has to be one or more. 61. Interesting. There's not. This is a very isolated crack in the ground. Is it next to? I'm going to say it's very likely. Is it next to the inn? It's very likely 67. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's a weak guess, but it is. It's somewhat near. But it was big enough to damage. Maybe like there's a here. Not a huge crack. I take that back. So, yeah, there's just a size of maybe a bus, perhaps, or let's say a big crack in the ground near the inn. So it's in the middle of the road, but the inn's the closest building to it. Yeah, let's say that's probably good near the inn. And then we're looking at it now. There's probably like a carriage is collapsed in there. Perhaps someone is like near it, fell over. And the building, we're looking around to see the destruction of it, and let's see the impact of destruction. Is like, are most buildings of this village or town destroyed? I'm gonna say very likely. 16. That is a tip of the iceberg exceptional yes. It is a very strong yes, essentially. So I notice most of the buildings, structures, structures are damaged. Not actually, yeah, mostly collapsed. The town is practically destroyed from this huge quake that was just sudden. And now I'm thinking, this isn't normal. Like this is something is doing this. So, I'm thinking that these quakes are an external force, not natural from just a volcano. External forces, so not normal or even natural. It's going through my head like the village. It's just the village itself is just destroyed, and this village has been here. Sorry, town. This town has been here for hundreds of years, and just this one time, this big volcano pops up and just destroys this town. So, I'm going to what will be the best move now. Does anything happen now? Let's say 50-50. 48. Yes, something very weak happens, but while we're looking around at the, yeah, sorry, seeing this hair all over the place, cat hair. While we're looking around at kind of examining the destruction of the town, unfortunately, the following happens. 45. A failure. Someone or something failed. Was it us? Like, that really hits. So, failure of what? Let's roll for description. 27. Extravagant. It was a huge failure. It was extravagant a failure. That's an interesting combination. I'm gonna put that in my notes here. Extravagant. It was an extravagant failure. how can I depict that? And so I wrote the environment. Something in the environment failed. A volcano? I mean, that's really strange. I'm trying to decipher that and interpret it, and it's just like, what failed in the area to cause this huge earthquake? That's not what I think is not natural. Maybe this is a story related role. So I'm gonna keep this one on the queue. I think this is more of a story role because whatever is happening up in the mountains, this was a failure. It wasn't supposed to happen. So let's keep that in mind. We're gonna put that note on the side and say, I'm putting bold letters. This is story. Uh, story. This was not supposed to happen. The quake, basically, not supposed to happen because the quake. Like this was a some kind of side effect or something backfired or something that will run into the future. I think that makes more sense because our character's just looking around and like he can't say like, oh, the architects who built this place are complete failures. Like that doesn't make any sense. Like this town is just this town is not too small but not too big, and perhaps like there's no one was a failure. No one saw this coming. Like the British are coming. The British are coming. Like you can't say the quakes are coming. The quakes are coming. Like there's doesn't make sense. Do we think oh, no, 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 no. I know what. I know now. Oh, the traveler. This makes more sense now. Extravagant. The traveler is extravagant. If I'm using that, hold on a second. Extravagant. My brain just farts sometimes, and I have to verify something. Lacking restraint, costing too much money, exceeding when it's reasonable and appropriate. That's not exactly extravagant lifestyle. That's what I'm trying to remember. I don't. The traveler, maybe. I don't think so. That doesn't make any sense. But I think it makes more sense if the traveler doesn't show up at this point. I believe he is further up north, but we can roll for it. It would definitely add some depth. Let's roll 50-50. Is a traveler like, does he appear? Like, does he show up? Like, we're looking around and we look to our right, and the traveler's just standing there, like he's in disbelief of seeing his home destroyed. I was 50-50. Kind of hoping he does show up. It would kind of be 99. He doesn't show up. That's the highest note I've ever rolled. 99. He does not show up. The Oracle doesn't want him to show up yet. So it's not his time. So we'll keep it at that. This is story related. This was not supposed to happen. So we have to mental note that. We have to remember that when we get much further in the campaign, that whoever is causing these quakes, they done and effed up, and that was like an experiment gone wrong. I'm thinking. So it must be magic related or like terraforming gone wrong. Something is happening. So failure or not, I think it was more like maybe collateral damage, perhaps. Again, I don't want to spoil too much because I don't even know what's going to happen, but I think it's more just like the quest related. Okay, so our character is just we're shook up right now, and we're trying to figure out what to do. I think right now, the tracer's down, no tracer, so we are kind of unrestrained right now. We don't have that. Anchor tied to us anymore, metaphorically speaking, literally too. So we're gonna go to the tavern and make sure our friends are okay. Our friend, mainly the cook. What was his name? Met. So the cook we met earlier. Boom. We're gonna see if he's okay. So we're gonna look in the direction of the tavern. Can we see the tavern from here? Very likely, because now it's kind of a harsh way to put it, but now that we can see better because the buildings are collapsed. Very likely. 12? Yep. Yeah, we can definitely. Oh yeah, that's a very strong yes. We can definitely see the tavern. See tavern. We're gonna go in that direction. I'm gonna go. I walk to tavern. Just kind of looking around, exploring the damage. Actually, I'm not gonna walk. I'm gonna run. While I get closer to the tavern, is the tavern collapsed? I'm gonna say that the tavern's definitely not a two-story building, so one story, less likely to collapse. So let's say 50-50 on this one. We'll give it a chance for it to collapse, but not completely. 50-50 50-50. Did it collapse? 88. It did not. It has very minor damage, but for some reason, the tavern is standing. Tavern is still standing, not damaged. A couple scratches, like maybe some of the signs fell over, chairs toppled over, but strangely enough, I think that quake was purposely targeted. Like now that I'm walking towards um, the tavern, I'm actually guessing now. Are the buildings further away from the house, from the inn, less damaged? I'm gonna say nearly certain it is. 46. Yeah. So I'm realizing now that the epicenter was the inn. So I realized, whoops, I'm caps lock and I'm missing by a mile. I realized the epicenter of the quake was the inn. So bellhop stop inn. And like it's running on my mind right now. That was that coincidental? Or was that on purpose? So now we're building more to the story of what just happened. I'm going to continue going towards it. I'm looking at the other buildings. They're less destroyed. Stuff fell over. The roof didn't collapse or anything. So the tracers on us. So we have a little more freedom now. We're gonna go to the cavern. We're gonna open the door. And while we open we don't have to roll if it's open. It's still within the daytime. What is the condition of inside? Let's see. Is it we open the door. Is there a lot of people inside? We left for early. I'm gonna say it's about the same, 50-50. Very likely. Is there a lot of people? 86. Very likely. No, there's not. I see a lot of them cleared out because of the quake. So it scared them. The quake has scared a lot of the people out of the tavern. Okay, we're looking around. Do we see the bartender in there? Like, is he picking up broken glass bottles? How's the damage inside? Like, even though the building is still standing, I'm gonna say, is the place? Is there like a lot of tables toppled over, glasses on the cracked in the ground, broken glass, basically? I'm gonna say likely. Nothing significant. 90. Wow. There's not much damage. I think it just it shook the ground, and it just kind of startled everyone inside, and they all left to maybe go out and to take a look. Did we see a crowd of people from earlier? I'm gonna say nearly certain. 10, yeah. So we saw a large crowd of people outside. Large crowd outside, just kind of looking around at the damage. And I'd say maybe they're all gathering around the inn. So most of the township, I'm sorry, the townsmen are gathering around the inn because they're noticing the inn is the most damaged out of all the buildings. Let's say there's a couple dozen, maybe a dozen or more buildings. So do we see the bartender inside? I'm going to say 50-50. We'll keep this at random. 30. We do. We see the bartender. Okay. Oh yeah, what was the bartender's name? Let's go to our list here so you guys can see what I'm seeing. NPCs. Bartender. Zenith. That's right. The audio brand, or the TV brand. Electronics, essentially. Okay. We see Zenith. The bartender, Zenith. And we're like, you're a great product in the 90s. And he's like, what are you talking about? So, Zenith, what is Zenith doing? Let's see. Let's go to the actions. What is he doing exactly? 57. Harm. Was he hurt? This is a comedy. Hold on a second. Harm for what? Descriptors. 18. Dangerous. Harm dangerous. Is he dangerous right now? Interesting. That's really interesting, actually. I'm trying to figure out if he is dangerous right now. That's weird. I'm gonna put that in. Dangerous. Harm. Is he dangerous? 50-50. 6. He's not. Oh no, he is. That's a really strong yes. He is. Something happened that makes him right now, he's extremely dangerous for some reason. That is weird. Okay, so uh he is let's figure this out. What is he doing exactly? Why is he maybe I'm rolling too much to the table? Starting to be dangerous. Start. Huh. What would have caused him to be just suddenly outburst in anger? Or like, oh no, I know. Okay, I know. He's not like I'm gonna say I'm gonna we're gonna take modify the harm and dangers to more like he's just outburst. He's really angry right now because he just lost all of his customers. They're all just outside, and he's flipping out. He's really angry. He had an amazing night or day, just all these patrons, and then all these villagers came out of nowhere from the caravan, which is not a caravan. Um, and they came inside. They're drinking up, enjoying themselves, and then this big quake hits, and they're all just gone. They all just left. Freaked them out. Freaked them out. They're like flies. They just disappeared. It's just like what the. So now he's pissed off. So he's pissed off. He's angry, uh, shouting. Maybe he's just cleaning up after what the mess they left. I'm guessing. Is he cleaning up? I would say nearly certain. 60. Yeah, he's cleaning up, kind of. He's just more like just cussing up a storm. He's cleaning up. Um, he's very agitated. I think this more makes sense in the nature of things. I don't. Because originally I was thinking this might have you guys be like, oh, you should have went with this instead. And like I was thinking like he was possessed, like he was like his eyes are like solid black, and he has like blood, like a knife and a blood on it, like he just killed someone. Like that doesn't. Was he possessed all of a sudden because of the quake? Like, is there like a external force that is taking over these villagers? That would have been interesting, but I want to go the route that he's just pissed off. I'm trying to keep this part grounded for a bit because I want to go see the cook. Again, that might bug some of you guys, like, oh, you should have went with that, but I'm just following my gut here and just well, actually, in that instant was more just logically, um, even though it's fantasy. So I'm going to keep going that route. I waved. I'm gonna wave the to Zenith. Does he wave back? 50-50. 54. He doesn't. He ignores me. He's just son of a. He's cleaning the glasses. He's picking up stuff off the ground. He ignores us. He's on his little world. So I'm gonna go towards the kitchen. I approach kitchen doors. Oh, right. Is the server there that we knocked over earlier? 50-50. Like, is he in the dining hall? 10. He is. Oh yeah, he is. He's indeed in the dining hall. Um, server is in the dining room. What is he doing? Let's figure out what this character's doing. Rolling for the actions table. 75. NPC. Oh, so he's interactable. This is good. NPC. I'm guessing interacting. Now, what is he doing as an NPC? 38. He's healthy. He's good. Like he's satisfied. You know why he's satisfied? All the tips and money he made. Like he just, or I'm sorry, gold. All the tips they left him, all the gold. Maybe he's like counting some gold. He has nothing to do, or like maybe he's cleaning, but he's healthy. I mean, healthy is kind of vague, but this is a vague table. Yeah, light. Gain. Yeah, I land on gain and light. He's happy because of the amount of gold he got. Like he made a really good day. But I think the bartenders were pissed off because the customers are gone. They could have made more. But the server's more inclined to be happy with what he's got so far. Even though from earlier we bumped into him, he was like just really mellow and straightforward. So server's in the night. He looks happy at all the gold tips he has. Maybe like he has a big bag of it, or he has an apron. He's putting more gold in his pocket. So we're going to skip him and go talk to Met. I think at this point we know everyone's okay, but I think we're just more curious. I'm more curious just to make sure Matt's okay. I'm gonna go towards the kitchen doors, and open the correct one this time when entering. The last time we opened the wrong one and bumped into Matt. Or the server, who has no name yet. Um, we open the kitchen doors. Open kitchen doors. And do we see Met there? 50-50. 39. We do see Met. I see Met. I see Met. Maybe what is he doing exactly? Let's figure this out. What is Met doing? 4. Benefits. Okay. He's benefiting from something. I have an idea what. 61. Mysterious. Huh. He's benefiting from something mysterious. He is he's holding something. I'm guessing. Maybe he's sitting down. He's sitting down, uh holding something. It looks like he's benefiting 61, 66. Oh no, I'm sorry, 69. Oh, wait. I rolled 69. Old. He's holding something old. Did I roll that? 28. Extravagant. He's holding something really strange and extravagant. Old. Old and extravagant. Interesting. Okay. I'm gonna add his name to my dictionary. There we go. What's he holding? I'm really curious now. Wait. Does he? I'm. This is where I'm like tripping over my self here. Who has the key? Where's the key at? Traveler has a key, right? The traveler has a key, right? We figured that out. Okay, good. I just want to make sure. However, does the travel does what is he holding? Is it covered up? Like, is he holding something that do we recognize what he's holding? Let's just roll that. Very likely. 16, 69 again. I swear. 69, very likely. Yes, we still recognize what he's holding. So barely. We look. We barely make out what he's holding. What is he holding? We need an object. Okay, 28. Dangerous. He's holding something dangerous. Oh, is it an artifact? No. Hold on. Is it a magical item? 50-50. 84. Nope. It's not a magical item. It's something very common, but it's dangerous. Ooh, this is okay. It's danger. I'm right. It's dangerous. It's a knife? No, that doesn't make sense. Like, because okay, think about it. Because he's not working right now. He's sitting down. Is he sitting down? I said he is, but 50-50. 72. He's not. So I'm trying to write down my own steps here. He's sitting down. He's taking a break. Um, he's holding something dangerous. Though we rolled a lot of dangers today, because the Zenith was pissed off, angry. He's just shouting up a storm. We'll get to that in a second. Let's say we walk up to him. We say, Matt, hey, did you feel the shake too? Like, are you okay? This place doesn't look like it was that badly damaged. So we converse with him. I converse with him. I ask him about the quake. I mentioned the inn is like destroyed. Inn is destroyed. And does he talk, like, does he answer us? I'm gonna do 50-50 for this one. I have an idea what to do for this part. 54, he does not. He looks really focused on this object. So Met is really oh, hold on, I have an idea. Met is really fixated on this strange object he is holding, which we recognize. So we're getting closer to him, and we recognize it. Let me go back in my notes here, my quest notes, and I think it's going to be something we had interacted with earlier. Not the key, but I don't believe the note was ever. We gave the note back. I don't see my note in here. Did I mess up there? Not tracking the note. Notes. Takes the note out. That's why I like having it digitally. I can just quickly search for it. Takes the note out of his pocket, hands it to the merchant, grabs the note, checks the note. It's still sealed. We ask for the note. Notice from family back east. So it's more of that was more of a lie. I remember like more of a white lie. Um, you can barely tell. Oh no, I'm sorry. No, we can barely tell. We rolled on that one, but we're unconvinced. Merchant gives some gold. Merchant gives us some gold to show up about the note. Goes downstairs. Oh, traveler's gone. That's why the merchant left. Interesting. That's right. The merchant was in the building with us, the inn. Oh, you know what? I have an idea. Was the merchant? Is it the note? I would say certainly it was the note. Is it the note? That makes more sense. 56. It is indeed the note. He's holding the note. Um, now it's not really a strange object, but strange to us because we didn't know what it was until now. It's holding the note. Is the note sealed? Like, is he reading it? Is he reading? Like, did he open it up? Did he open the note? Hmm. Well, he's looking at it now. Like he's just staring at a letter or like a parliament. Sorry, parchment. Parliament. Nearly certain. Is he reading it? 77. Yes, he just started reading it. Just started reading it, and I tell him, Matt, are you okay? Like he's not paying attention to us. So I ask if he's okay. Now, how is he right now when he's reading the notes? Because earlier we rolled that he's just there. I don't think we really rolled for his emotions right now, but how is he? 59. Help. He's reading the note thinking he can be of help. So does he answer us? Okay, I'm gonna note that down. He is reading the note thinking he can be of help. This note's really significant for the merchants apparently. It might be a new quest item, a side quest item. Um, okay, let me go back to our story here. So I ask if he's okay. Does he answer us? 50-50 because let's roll for it. 21. He does finally he looks up. He looks up at us, at me. And he is doing what? Or he's looking at his expression. 52. Gain. He has something to gain from this. This is like this is really big for him. Whatever the note says, he looks up at us. And does he talk? Like, does he just look at us? Like he's really like he just found. Okay, so the thing he read, it's really stunning. Like it's a huge discovery for him. We got to find out how he got the note from the merchant in the first place because we know we get the note back to the merchant. Not the note. I'm sorry. Yeah. The note. I'm talking about the key. The note. He looks up at me, and what does he do? 87. Progress. Hmm. He's reading through the note. Maybe, oh, you know what? I have an idea. Oh, here we go. Got it. He can't read too well. He's not a good reader. That like all this kind of makes sense. He's trying to read it like he's like, oh, I got this word right. I got that word right. This is the comedic moment I was mentioning earlier. Well, kind of. I kind of inadvertently walked into it. And he's like, he says he is doing well at reading some of the words. And I ask him, can you read? Can you read completely and like entirely? I'm gonna say, can he read? Like, can he read really well? Basically, I'm gonna say impossible. Yeah, 67. Yeah, he can't. So he can't read. Can't read that well. Maybe the letter is really well written, like it's cursive, and it's just really fancy. So The letter is really fancy, cursive, etc. Just generalization of the letter. We're gonna ask him. I ask him how he got the letter. Like who gave it to him? Is this the same letter as from the merchant? Maybe like we recognize it. It's a letter. We recognize it's a letter, but is it the same one from the merchant? That's the question. Is it the same one from the merchant? Let's say nearly certain. 92. It is not. Wait. Very likely. Or, I'm sorry, nearly certain. Yeah, it is not the letter. Is indeed not the letter. So it is not. We let ourselves there into a corner almost. It is not the letter. Like we're kind of looking at the while we're talking to him, we're kind of looking at the letter. It's not like it doesn't look at the same exterior. Like what do you call this envelope? It's different. It has a different mark on it, and a seal on it. It looks different. Like we at first we thought, oh, it's the letter. It's not it. Looks different. What does he say it's about? Does he tell us what it is? Let's see. What is it about? 59. Um, just make sure the video is good. Help. Oh, interesting. It's a letter for help. Like he says, it's from what he can tell. He says somebody needs help, and he never. We asked him earlier how he got this letter, and we asked him no how um oh, I messed up there. Sorry guys. So I asked him how he got the letter. We noticed it's not the letter. It looks different. He says somebody needs help. So I ask again, who gave you the letter? Who gave you the letter? Now let's see who gave the letter. Let's roll for the action maybe. 23. Control. Someone in control gave him the letter. Okay, someone controlling what? 27. Somebody in danger. Interesting. I keep rolling danger today. There's a lot. There really wants to be. This whole episode's about danger, Will Robinson. So I'm wondering if this letter, he found it. I'm gonna say did he find the letter? I'm gonna say more so. It wasn't handed to him. Like control me, like he had control of picking up and opening it. So it was dangerous for him to open it. So he found it. Nearly certain. Did he find the letter himself? 960. Yes, he did. It's a good yes. He found the letter. Maybe uh, did he find it when he went back for like a smoke break or something back then? I don't like smoking a smoking cigar, etc. It's just yeah, it's a question I know. Um, did he go back? Did he find it in the back or like 50-50? He found it. Let's say, did he find it in the lobby, in the main dining area? Maybe we went to the front. Oh, the quake. He went outside. 38. Oh, that's right. 38. Okay. He did find it in the dining area. He found it, the letter, in the dining area. Um, he found it like on a table, like kind of like underneath a drink. So, uh, on a table under a drink. And, you know, he's very like. All right, so earlier we said his character is very flamboyant and like he's very um, extravagant, I guess, personality, eccentric. So he found his letter. He's like, oh my! So he takes the letter and walks to the back. So when the quake happens, he walked out. Everyone's all like, oh my gosh! They panicked and ran. And when he's kind of like walking around, he sees the letter and takes it and goes to the back when no one's looking. So he's a little thief, like a fellow thief. Um, okay, so what we're gonna do here? Like he has this letter and he needs help, and does he tell us to, like, we asked him, can we read the letter? Because now we're interested. But at this point, like, we want to get back on our quest. I don't want to keep avoiding possibilities, but this could be related to the story. Oh, the letter could be from one of the villagers from north that traveled through. So I'm going to tell him, if you found this letter, this could be related to what I'm trying to do. This could be a clue, basically. So I ask him if I can take the letter and mentioning the villagers traveling up north. It could be a clue, basically. So, does he let us take the letter? I'm gonna say very likely. Unless he wants to learn how to read more. 94. Wow, that's a very strong no. Not exceptional no, two away, but a very strong no. He's like no, I want to read this more. Like he wants to keep learning how to read, and we're like, oh gosh, okay. So he doesn't let us take it, but can we convince him? We asked nicely. We didn't roll for anything. We just asked nicely. But now because we have charisma +3, FYI, let's go to screens. We have charisma. I'm sorry, charisma 2. So let's go back to our story. Okay, we're going to try to convince him. He doesn't let us take it, but we're gonna roll. And is this a specialty? Stealth survival. Nope, it's not. This is a skill. This is just a regular +2. Okay, here we go. We're gonna roll 2. We're using our sheet. Okay. Come on. 6. So 6, 1 +2. So 7, 8, 9. We barely make partial. We made partial success. Okay. So partial success on the roll. Okay. So how does this go down? Okay, let me say here. I convince him. It's a matter of life and death kind of thing like that. I convince him to let us take and read the note at least. Maybe that's it. It's partial. He lets us take and read it, but not keep it. I'd say that's probably better. That's probably for the better. He's really stuck on this note. He really wants to keep reading it. It has his attention for some reason. He's a cook, but just loves this letter. So let's take it. Not keep it, but read it. So we read the note. Okay, I'm sorry. I read the note. I'm getting better at that, I swear. So let's roll for action. While we read this note, what do we discover about the note? 72. Nature, okay. Nature. That's actually really intriguing. And an act descriptor. 40. Heavy. Oh, the volcano. It's nature-ish so far we can tell. It is nature. It's volcano, Mother Nature. Heavy, right? Is that I rolled? Yeah. No. Heavy. Oh, enemies too. I rolled enemies, but I'm sticking with the more descriptor. Heavy. So the note is about a family. Let's say the note's about a family that it is okay. It's really dramatic. Okay, that's just how I'm thinking of it. This entire episode is really dramatic. We lost Rita. Sparky didn't want to come with us, and now this. Okay, so this note is from someone who, not exactly a will, but I think it was a note that they knew they were dying, and they gave it to a traveler. They gave it to someone to take to their family down south, because they knew they couldn't make the walk from this volcano that's just destroying wherever they're from. So the note is about a dying sick, I don't know, parent or grandparent. Let's say. I know again, it's really really sad. Grandparent-ish. We'll see. Just an older person who couldn't make the travels south. Volcano is engulfing their home, their village, wherever they're from, their city, town. We'll get to that in later episodes. So gave the note to a traveler, another family, maybe a relative, perhaps a relative, to take to their their kin uh, farther south. Also, this note was yeah, it was just like, my dear family, I love you so much. I miss you all very. I have been able to travel due to my health. The most destructive consequences have upon us. A disastrous presence of Mother Nature has. The gods have uh, summoned their will onto our land, and we are being crushed by their ways. Just something like that. Like just very, very religious and just very dramatic, and basically mentioning that they're going to die, unfortunately, and they can't travel because they're weak, and this volcano was engulfing their town. So the note's about a dying sick grandparent who couldn't make the travel south. Volcanoes engulfing their village. Talks about the actions of their god is doing this. Gave the note to a relative to take to their kin farther south. So is there a signature on the note, perhaps? I want to make this whole one bold. It's really important. Uh, Whoop. There we go. So, is there a signature? I'm guessing there is a signature. We don't even have to roll for that. The name is going to be. Is it signed? Can we read the signature? Like, can we read it for certain? 78. Yes, we can. We barely read the signature. It's a very good signature. Like it's something really, really elegant. The handwriting is very formal, elegant. The signature is professional. It's very well written. Um, because of that, we're kind of assuming now that this family was of royalty. So maybe it's a noble. Um, I think I'm thinking this letter is from a family of nobles or of royalty, and maybe the parchment is like really well crafted paper. It's very like thick. It's not like this. It's a very well cut paper. And is there anything in the envelope? Like 50/50? Well, if it's just the paper, I'm going to say there is not. So we're reading this note and we're like, geez. And I'm going to say, does the cook, does Met just take it out of our hands? Because we read it long enough. We read the whole thing, and we're doing this, like we're like, wow, like we're blown away by the majesty of this note. And obviously, the Met was also blown away at the first like 5 words because of how far he got to read. He takes the note out of our hands. Does he do that? Does he take the note out of our hands? Anybody certain? 97. No, he doesn't. That's a very strong no. He he no. We keep reading the note, but he's looking at us. So we're gonna give the note back to him as we promised. Okay. I finished reading the note, and give it back to Matt. So now, at that point, does anything happen? Because we've had a pretty calm scene here. Does anything happen? 50/50. 95. Nothing happens. That's a strong no. So I'm going to tell Matt that, um, thank you for letting me read the note. This has been very developing for me. So I thank Matt and tell him that I'm traveling up north. Wish me luck. So he wishes me luck. We part ways. Uh, Tell him of my travels north. Maybe he's like, be careful because of the volcano, all that. We part ways, which seems to happen a lot in this show. We part ways. I walk back into the dining area, and now as we do that, we go through the correct door this time. Does anything happen? 79. Nothing bad happens, but what do we see? 38. We see emotions. It's not bad. but we see emotions. Okay, we roll. I see. I see emotions. This is a really good episode. This is a really emotional episode for me. What do we see? Like the descriptor. I love using this chart, by the way. Discovery meeting 27. Extravagant. Guess what we see? We see the family. Okay. So there's a family of three. Um, extravagant. I've been rolling extravagant so much today that it has to be a clue for myself. The gods are basically wanting me to roll extravagant. So okay, my mouse is not working. There we go. I see a a family of nobles standing at the same. Are they at the same table that? Well, we don't know which table it was. Did Matt tell us which table it was? Or they really go in that's 50-50. They really go in the great detail. He didn't. Okay, so we just see it. Are they standing near a table? I would say likely. Are they standing near a table? 59. They are. They're yeah. They are um, at a table. We don't know if it's the table. And maybe some of them are crying. Some of them are crying. Is it a big family or is it a small family? 50-50. It's a small family. I'm thinking it's more just a few of them. 49. Yeah, it's a father. Um, right, we have a new family to interact with. It's a father. Well, these are relatives of. These could be the relatives of that person on the letter. It's a father, a wife, and a son. Let's just say that. Okay. Father, wife, and son. They are crying. The father is. He's doing this. He's like. The wife is like looking at the table. The son is just sitting there, not really aware what's going on. But I think the wife is probably more crying. Uh, is the wife crying? Let's just 50-50. 98. It's not the wife. It's the husband. Okay. Maybe the husband's related to the grandfather. Uh, yeah, to his grandfather. So the father is upset. I'm going to walk up to them. I walked up. They just appeared. Like they're just there. Maybe they walked in earlier. If they're looking for the note, they realize when they left, like, oh crap, the note. They go back. That's why he's upset. He lost the note. I walk to the father, and I ask if they're like what's wrong. I ask what's wrong. Does he? And what does he say? Let's see. Let's roll for meaning. Action 2. Attain. Yes, he's trying to attain something. That makes complete sense. And what is the description of that attain? Lacking. Attain lacking. The letter. It makes complete sense. He tells us attain lacking. I mean, like these rolls today are just so effing perfect for me. The letter. So he mentions they forgot something here, and it's gone. Now, does he tell us it's a letter? Like we ask him. Okay, let's just say I asked him what it was. Does he tell us it's a letter? I'm gonna say nearly certain. Like they're really trying to looking for it. Perhaps we can be of help. I'm gonna say for certain. 5. Yeah, they do. They say it's a letter, and it has like this specific seal on it. The writing is like this. Like he's doing all the motions. He tells us, yeah, it's a letter. Everything, every detail of it. It's from my grandfather, from my family my grandfather. Everything about the letter. They were taking it south to the family down south, maybe to the kingdom, perhaps. Um, so it clicks with us like, oh, well, Med has a letter. Do we rat him out? Like, oh, this is really twist. This is the tough part. Ah, the letter. Like Med's really enjoying himself writing that letter apparently. Um, we're gonna walk in there. Hey, the family's here. You want to give the letter? It's like, will he do that? So we're kind of like we're debating to get the like to tell him, oh yeah, I know where it is, or are we gonna lie? We're a thief, but we've been kind of good off character lately. I'm gonna leave it at that. I think that's a huge, it's a cliffhanger. So, um, do we tell them? Well, I'm gonna go to my notes so you guys can see this. We can prep for episode 16 and get a name for this one because this episode has been fantastic. Do we tell them that Met has it or lie? And if we do try to lie, that might require a roll to be like, I can tell you're lying kind of thing. We're nobles. We can tell them that we see a liar, a thief. So this episode be called. Wow, was this episode good? I don't know about you guys, but I loved it. This was a great episode. It was dark. It was not much action, like fighting or anything, but just some reveals and like emotions. I'm not crying here, but like that was just really good. 15 episodes. Let's see. Let's just roll for it. See what happens. 98. Surprise. Well. Here we go. Danger from above. I like that one. Danger from above. Yeah, that'd be cool. All right, so that's episode 15. So for episode 16, we're going to make sure my recording is good. Okay, we're good. Audio, music, good. All right, episode 16. The questions will be: will I tell the family where the letter is? So Met has the letter, and then should we go check on Sparky? Should we go check on Sparky? The inn in general, because we kind of just left. We rolled for it, but we kind of just left. And we have? Oh yeah, the tracer. Okay, so because the tracer's out of commission, what will the magician do? What will Grubith do now that the tracer is out? Is dead? I guess technically two deaths. So quest wise, where's my quest at? Where's my quest at? Here we go. The bad luck merchants. I don't think this is really related to that. Family of Caliph is closed. I'm gonna put a little cross through this. I don't think there is a cross actually. Never mind. The quake. Here we go. This is definitely a quake. Okay, so what happens here? We another quake struck. 10. Another quake destroyed the inn. Rita's dead. Yeah, and then yeah. So now 12. I'm thinking that the quake and the main quest might fuse. They might do a fusion ha here come up in a second because it seems the quake is entirely related to the main quest of Debt to Pay. That's what I'm thinking. I feel like we're halfway through, and I also feel like this could go even further beyond how long I wanted this show this series to go. And to be honest, I love where it's going. So, let's see. Missing family note from a no. Oh yeah, missing family note. Family is looking for it in the tavern. We'll leave it at that. So, and then, oh yeah, that's right. The main quest. Tracer. Oops. I don't know why it doesn't number automatically. Tracer is out. Dead. And then, yeah, that's it. Okay, so, back to the title. So, that's it. That's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this episode. I absolutely enjoyed it myself. And we uncovered quite a few details, and we witnessed a few deaths, a couple deaths, some dramatic scenes, and now we're really stuck on this huge cliffhanger. What am I gonna do next episode? Well, what do I decide? I think I might just roll for it because this is a chaotic, good roll. Like it's what do you call it? Paragon or like I forgot what the Mass Effect Paragon Renegade. Yeah, yeah, I think if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, thank you for watching. My name is Lex, which I never say. It's been a while, and thanks for watching 830 RPG. I'll see you guys next time on the Misfortune.